It's no different if somebody's out selling cocaine and he makes $200 million in selling cocaine. How many people ended up murdered? How many people fell under this destruction of this alcohol or cocaine or whatever else? Not saying this is what he was doing. He was selling alcohol, but it's no different than if someone was selling a drug. What is the end result on the family for the behavior? And what's sad in America, we've been misguided. The church has misguided us. The church always uses Solomon as to say blessing. He was blessed by the Lord because the Lord asked him, what do you want from me? And he said, I need to learn how to govern the people. Well, it's obvious he was already rich because he was a king's son. Queen Elizabeth probably left what? Prince Charles, how many billions? And then Prince Charles goes to sleep and his voice says, oh, King Charles. I mean, not Prince Charles, King Charles. He's king now. But when Mama was alive, he was still a prince, I think. Okay. What do you want from me? Well, he's sitting on $2 billion. Don't you think it'd be greedy if he was to pray for more money? So it's obvious. Well, teach me how to govern the people. Oh my goodness, I am so amazed that you didn't ask for money. I'm going to bless you with more money. Really? He was already rich. And he became richer. But we notice the average person in the Bible, maybe you get some oil, some flour stuffed down, pressed and overfloweth, that you now have to go out and hustle just to get something to eat. Where this other kid, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, wakes up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and now he's got a gold spoon. Wow, what a blessing. But the church teaches you that Yahuwah, or who you refer to as God, is a sugar daddy, and he's not. Just because you started coming to him or changing your ways doesn't mean that you're going to be blessed with all this gold and riches. A lot of times he says it's going to get worse on you, because as you come to me, where you used to be does not want you to leave. The same as gang members don't want you to leave. Come on now. Certain departments, military, oh, you're going to leave us now, huh? You getting on out the Corps. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. A bunch of crazy maniacs. Okay. Exodus 25. Discuss the concept of generational punishment, indicating that the iniquities of the parents can affect their children up to the third and fourth generation, particularly those who oppose Yahuwah. Sons and grandsons can be held accountable for their ancestors' sins. In Egypt, the great-grandfather enslaved the tribe of Yasreel. Remember, they were there 440 years. Well, the original Pharaoh who enslaved them is not alive 440 years later. More than likely, it's going to be his grandchildren, great-grandchildren, who are now governing Egypt. But they have to suffer the punishment. But the great-grandchildren had to pay reparations to the child. It is foolish to think that in America, they brought in these slaves. Been here 460 years. Almost 480 years. It's about time for them to go. And somehow, just because the great-great-grandfather enslaved these people, and the children reaped the benefit of the crops, wonderful living, nice big houses, fancy chains and diamonds on the back of these people's lives, somehow they should escape punishment. No, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way, ladies and gentlemen. Is that America will have to pay. And as you notice, it's coming about now. Because look how the country is failing. The individuals who you vote for and put in office is causing the destruction of your own country. And what's so sad is they look like the individuals who enslaved my people. So it makes you wonder, why would they want to destroy their own country and not save it? Unless there's a higher power that says it's time for there to be destruction. The United States will eventually have to pay, and also Europe. Remember, Scripture says that the merchants look across the ocean, and where there once stood great mighty Babylon, it's now dark. Well, what could destroy America? Yellowstone, largest volcano in the world up there in Yosemite. All it has to do is wake up and cause destruction in America. In fact, if it was to wake up now, a lot of California would begin to collapse from drilling for water so deep that you've left cavities down there. Once you suck that water out, you've got nothing but a hole. A great shake would cause that hole to collapse in and everything above to collapse down. So you have to understand is that America is prime for this destruction from all of the oil and water well drilling. That it doesn't take much of a tremor to cause a collapse. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and something that you must understand, the United States paid reparation to Japanese Americans for how they were treated during World War II. The children of today who paid the reparations to the Japanese Americans had nothing to do with what was done to them. Their grandfathers and great-grandfathers are the ones who put them in concentration camps. But when it came time to pay them, it is coming from the pockets of the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. So don't ever think that the behavior of your grandfather or your father or your parents will not have an effect on you, which is a lie. Yeah, it will and it can have an effect upon you. And we've heard the story of generational curses. Well, this person there was an alcoholic, and you see it continues to pass through the family. That person went to the pen, and you start to see this tradition, like it's a badge of honor to go to the penitentiary. But what you have to understand is, yes, that can happen. And the only thing is you can ask for is that Yahuwah will forgive your ancestors and allow you to be free of that burden. And that's the only way you would be able to avoid it. Okay, Anthony Shoulders for No Women in Heaven. I hope I didn't confuse you, but what I'm showing you is biblical contradictions here. Is that you're told one thing, and it's even written. But when you start to read, you will say, well, wait a minute, this doesn't make much sense. And remember, the death of the child from King David and Bathsheba shows that the sins of the father can cause death on a child. It's Anthony Shoulders for No Women in Heaven. You be safe and take care. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.